Welcome to our virtual Blueprint Fellowship COJECO reunion, get together, jam session, however we want to call it. It's a tremendous pleasure to see all of you, old friends, good friends, people who did Blueprint 10 years ago, people who did Blueprint a year ago, people who couldn't finish their project in the middle of pandemic and are still in the Blueprint Fellowship for the third year in a row now. We love you all. We are so happy to see you. It's really a pleasure that all of you are joining us. I really see some people from quite some years ago, so it's great that we are all here. As you know, we say once you're part of COJECO, once you're part of Blueprint Fellowship, there's no way out. And we mean it in a good way, right? Once you're part of COJECO, you're part of the family. Our doors are always open for you. COJECO doors, Blueprint doors, our personal friendships are there, and we are there for each other. So today we are getting together just to see each other, to reconnect, to wish all of us who have recovered from COVID or who have loved ones who are struggling with COVID to be healthy, to be well, to be happy. To all the artists and musicians who are struggling now because of all the canceled shows and gigs and all the exciting things, we wish that very soon we will be able to see you all in person, performing, clapping for you, cheering for you, and things will get back to normal, and we will be able to hug each other, to shake each other's hands, and to be together, and to continue really contributing to a strong and vibrant Jewish community that we are all part of. All of you did a project. None of you got paid for it. All of you dedicated your time and energy to do something wonderful for the community, and we really appreciate it. So now we are trying to bring together a strong and vibrant network of Blueprint Fellowship alumni. So if you did a project, you are part of this wonderful network and you are welcome. And we've created this network a few years ago. I want to thank Victoria and Michael Drobe, who are co-chairing this beautiful alumni network. We are very grateful to you. And today is a day to celebrate, to reconnect, and of course, we wish all of you a wonderful holiday of Passover, which is coming up, holiday of freedom, holiday of liberation. May we all be free, may we all be healthy, may we all be liberated, and I wish you a pleasant evening. We are going to have amazing performances by our very talented and creative fellows. We will have a couple of speeches by our co-chairs and COJECO staff. So we will try to, I know I'm going long, we will try to keep our speeches short, but I wish you a pleasant evening, and L'chaim, cheers to Blueprint Fellowship, and welcome to all the fellows and your loved ones and your significant others. Let's do this. I wish you a pleasant evening, and L'chaim.
Thank you so much, Roma. To those of you who don't know me, my name is Alina, and I have been lucky enough to work with a number of Blueprint Fellows over the last couple of years. Super exciting to see everyone. It would be awesome. I know that everyone's at home, but it would be awesome to have everyone have their cameras on to make it feel like we're all sitting in one big living room and enjoying this beautiful gathering. So if you're dressed and proper, do turn on your camera so we can see your beautiful faces. And it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our MC for tonight, Sergey Nagorny, who was our Blueprint Fellow and is now a Blueprint alum. Seryoja, I'm gonna ask you to unmute and.
All right. Wow, this was tough being muted this whole time. Woo! Now I can finally speak. Everybody, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is an incredible evening. First of all, if you haven't done this yet, this is very important. You must, I say must, have a libation. So this is now the time. If you haven't gotten it yet, you got about 10 seconds to run to the kitchen or the living room or wherever you have your bar, grab a drink, because this evening is already going to be amazing, but it's also going to be even more amazing with a little bit of a drink. Here's what's going to happen. You are going to have the pleasure, along with myself and our COJECO staff, to listen to wonderful fellows that have all done a project for COJECO or in the midst of doing the project at the moment. So we are gonna go in no specific order. All of these people are absolutely super talented. They're ready to perform for you. And I hope you get inspired by them. I hope you also start doing specific projects and music from this evening. And this is also being recorded, so you'll be able to watch this and share it with those people that didn't get a chance to watch this concert. All right. So without further ado, I'm assuming that everyone has a drink. I toast to an evening of wonderful music and a great time. Cheers. Boom. And our first performer, a 2019 fellow. This is a wonderful young lady. Her albums are selling like hotcakes. They're all over Spotify and YouTube and any other places where you can listen to music. And that is none other but Tatiana Kalko. You're still
Tanya,
muted, but
yep,
there she is.
Tanya, you can unmute yourself. You should be able to.
Ah, there we go.
There you go.
Thank you for that introduction. Possibly exaggerated introduction, but who knows? It's great to be here with everyone, to dress up for you guys, see your lovely faces. So I want to start off with a song that I learned this week. That I was looking at Passover playlists, looking at some contemporary songs, and I found this wonderful rendition of Yatsa Mitzrayim by Ilana Arian and Noah Aronson. A wonderful duo, and as you may know, it means the song is saying, right, in all generations, it's our duty to remember and to consider ourselves as if we had left Egypt. But it's a beautiful contemporary rendition, so I hope you enjoy it. בכל דור ודור חי האדם לראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חי האדם לראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים. Can you picture yourself crossing through and wandering the desert? Do you feel the man support you as you go? Do you hear the cries of those left behind, still hoping for tomorrow? Do you fear the mountain you still have to climb? בכל דור ודור חי האדם לראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חי האדם לראות את עצמו
This has happened before. She's going to come back like you don't even know. She's going to come back with a vengeance. This happens, a little bit interruption in the program, but she's coming right back. How's everyone doing so far? I assume that you're muted, but give me thumbs up. That's good. All right. Well, there she is.
Thank you. I'm sorry if my sound cut out. Did it cut out for a long time?
What
For
she
a
did
little
was what Mama Rose taught everyone. You have to leave them waiting for more. So that's exactly what you did. We all loved listening to you at the beginning, and then you cut out to see if we were listening, and we were, and we can't wait to hear a little more. You're going to sing for us a little more, right?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. I'm going to mute myself. You got this.
Okay, great. So thanks, everyone. The next song I want to do is an original composition that I wrote for the COJECO project that I'm doing, which is doing oral history with Russian Jewish seniors and composing music inspired by their stories. And I had one kind of interesting story. It wasn't actually an interview per se that I did, but I was going through some old memos on my phone, and I remembered that I had this lift ride with this Jewish man, Boris, and I don't know, cab drivers share a lot of stories, and he was telling me about basically his immigration story, but this was even before the COJECO project started, and I thought it was special enough to write it down. He also gave me some marriage advice, which is good. But so this ended up being it was not a lot of information, but I think I could fill in the gaps with some of the other stories that I had heard, and I wanted to be kind of a universal anthem for Russian Jews, and it's called "Refugee Just Like Me." And if it does cut out, you can still hear this on Facebook, and I'll link it. Mama, they don't want us. Pack your bags, we're leaving now. You can't take it with you when there's a maximum allowance. Hashem, my life is in your hands, even though I don't believe. We're heading to a place that they call land of the free, where there are Russian Jewish refugees just like me. Russian Jewish refugees, Russian Jewish refugees longing to be free, refugees just like me. Let's pray for no more wars, God willing, with His help. We made a house, a humble home, and paid for it ourselves. Imagine I came without a penny, learned the maps of old New York. This hard life's been good to me, my faith has been restored, 'cause there are Russian Jewish refugees just like me. Russian Jewish refugees, Russian Jewish refugees hoping to be free, refugees just like me, refugees just like me. This cabbie once blessed me with a happy, healthy life. He said the world's in front of you, you don't need struggle or strife. Miracles can happen, now you've heard mine. And then he dropped me off at 40th and 9th. He was a Russian Jewish refugee, just like me. A Russian Jewish refugee. A Russian Jewish refugee, longing to be free. A refugee just like a Russian Jewish refugee, just like me. Russian Jewish refugee. A Russian Jewish refugee, longing to be free. A refugee just like me. A refugee just like me. Now we are free. Thank you and happy Passover. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's great to be here. Can't wait to hear everyone else.
All right, awesome. Just as there's a huge ambulance sirens happening right over here on First Avenue, my dog is wooing in the other room, but that's nothing that's going to stop us from our concert. First of all, everybody, I know you're muted, but let's clap it up. Let's make it seem that we're clapping for Tatiana. She was wonderful. And the second song was trying to cut out from the internet, but the internet knew that it was so good that there was no reason for it to cut out. So it didn't. All right. So you beat the power of internet. Outstanding. Congratulations. I've also been dropped off on 40th and 9th before. And I feel like maybe it'd have been Boris that done it as well. But song's awesome. Definitely resonates. The next performer, if you have done a COJECO project, he might have been in it. If you haven't, he will be in it. This is a person who is a writer, director, producer, casting director, a piano player, a teacher, a guitar player, an actor, if I already said that, I don't remember. Basically, he's the real deal one-man band. He happens to be my good friend as well, and it's my pleasure to introduce none other but a fellow from 2019 whose project we're still waiting for because it's going to be amazing, and his name is Alex Notkin.
Thank you, Serежа. Thank you very much for such a great introduction. I assume everybody speaks Russian here, so right? Everybody speaks Russian? Is there anybody who doesn't? Okay, so okay, Svetlana.
They will quickly learn.
All right, so I will speak English then. So this song is actually by Vladimir Vysotsky, but it has a lot to do with freedom, because as Andrei Tarkovsky, the famous film director, once said, you feel the freedom when you're in jail. So I guess our pandemic gave us a lot to learn, and we definitely learned what is freedom, and we learned to appreciate all the good things that we have in our life. So basically this song is about this, as far as I understand. It's called "Очи черные," the dark eyes. В хмелю слегка лесом правил я, не устал пока, пел за здоровье, а умел я петь песни вздорные, как любил я вас, очи черные, то плелись, то неслись, то трусили рысцой, и болотную слизь конь швырял мне в лицо, только я проглочу вместе с грязью слюну, чтоб у горла скручу и опять затяну. Очи черные, как любил я вас, но истратил я то, что впрок припас, головой тряхнул, чтоб слетела блажь, и вокруг взглянул и присвистнул аж. Лес стеной впереди не пускает стена, кони прядут ушами, назад подают, где просвет, где прогал. не видать ни рожна. Колют иглы меня, до костей достают. Коренной ты мой, выручай же, брат, ты куда, родной? Почему назад, дочь, как яд с ветвей, недобром пропах престижной моей? Волк нырнул под пах. Вот же пьяный дурак, вот же налил глаза, ведь погибель пришла, а бежать не суметь. Из колоды моей утащили туза, до такого туза, без которого смерть я ору волкам. Побери вас, прах, а коней пока подгоняет страх. Шевелю кнутом, бью крученые и ору притом. Очи черные, храп да топот да ляск, да лихой перепляс. Бубенцы плясовую играют с дуги. Ох вы, кони мои, погублю же я вас. Выносите, друзья, выносите, враги, от погони той. Даже хмель иссяк, мы на кряж крутой, на одних осях. В хлопьях пены мы, струи в кряж слились, отхрипели, отдышались и откашлялись. Я лошадкам забитым, что не подвели, поклонился в копыта до самой земли. Бросил с воза манатки, повел в поводу. Спаси Бог вас, лошадки, что целым иду. Спасибо. Я не слышу ваших аплодисментов, но я их вижу. Приятно очень. Спасибо. Спасибо.
Спасибо. Спасибо большое.
Следующая песня будет на иврите. The next song is in Hebrew. I spent many years of my life living in Israel. And this is one of my favorite Israeli singers. His name is Ehud Banai. And this song is about love and freedom. And basically, they are very connected to each other, I think. Just a quick translation. If you ever stop loving me, my love, I will catch a train and I will find you at the end of the world and will never ever let you go. And there are a lot more, but basically you get the idea. אם לא תרצי אותי אני הולך מיד. Sorry, one more time. אם לא תרצי אותי אני עוזב מיד. תופס רכבת בורח להרים. אל תחפשי אותי אני חוזר לבד. ולא עוזב אותך יותר כל החיים. אהובתי הקשיבי אל העפרונים. מאיר היום אנחנו כאן חיים. עוד יום אחד בדרך כשאת לצידי. איך זה נגמר בסוף כולם יודעים. כן, כולם יודעים. היום הזה עובר כמעט כמו כל יום. ולפעמים אנחנו כל כך עייפים. אני כועס ואת מוחה דמעה. ויש לחזור ולאסוף את הרסיסים. אחרי כל זאת אולי נפליג לאיזה אי. על קו החוף ישוטטו הילדים. כוכב אדום אני אכתוב לשערך. כשמעלינו חופה של כוכבים. כן, של כוכבים. אהובתי הביטי איך יורד היום. כמו חלום, כמו חזיון תעטובים. ואם את מרגישה אותי רחוק פתאום, אל תפחדי, זה רק לכמה רגעים. אחרי כל זאת אולי נפליג לאיזה אי. על קו החוף ישוטטו הילדים. כוכב אדום אני אכתוב לשערך. כשמעלינו חופה של כוכבים. כן, של כוכבים. כן, של כוכבים. כן, של כוכבים. Thank you very much. And I was allowed by the administration of this event to sing another song. So I would like to finish on a happy note. It's good to be a COJECO fellow. You have connections. So, so the next song is basically by Tamara Gvertsutelli, a very famous Georgian singer. And this is a merry song also about freedom. Эта осень к нам с тобой сошла с картины, легкой нитью паутины вновь связала нас. День прозрачный, полон света золотого. На меня ты смотришь снова, как в последний раз. Мы друг друга ни о чем с тобой не спросим, догорая в листьях, осень нам дает наказ. Грусть напрасна, потому что жизнь прекрасна, если ты живешь и любишь, как в последний раз. Если любишь, как в последний раз. Может, завтра суждено нам вновь расстаться, может, будет продолжаться сказка не для нас. Тает в небе треугольник журавлиный, на ветру горят рябины, как в последний раз. Мы друг друга ни о чем с тобой не спросим, догорая в листьях, осень нам дает наказ. Грусть напрасна, потому что жизнь прекрасна, если ты живешь и любишь, как в последний раз. Если любишь, как в последний раз. Если любишь, как в последний раз. Если любишь, как в последний раз.
Amazing. This is awesome. Love this. Thank you, Sashenka. Thank you so much. This was great. Once again, everybody, a round of applause in the silent, muted room of yours, but make a lot of noise so we can hear you through the mute. So here's what is going to happen next. First of all, don't forget to hydrate. So whatever drink you have in front of you, I'd like to raise another toast and say that this is just the beginning. We still got a bunch of more performers coming through. So drink up, y'all. Cheers. And delicious. So next up, there's only one person that I can think of that can follow such an amazing performance. And that is, of course, an actress, a singer, a friend of mine as well, and also just отличный человек. And that is, of course, somebody with a very familiar last name, but don't worry about it. She is all on her own, a huge person, awesome, great person. And that is Yelena Shmulyanson. There you go. She's huge on books, in case you didn't know.
Yes. Yeah, well, you could see there's more books that way. Thank you. What a lovely introduction and quite an act to follow, Sasha. When I was asked to perform in the COJECO BluePrint reunion that has freedom as its theme, I had a perfect song that came into my head, and that song was in Yiddish because Yiddish is my superpower. So that sort of made the entire performance in Yiddish. But the first song I'm going to sing, it's a folk song. It's a Sabbath chant, and somebody wrote the words to. It's from the repertoire of Adrienne Cooper, who passed away several years ago. Was an amazing singer and actress. And it made me think of us, Soviet Jews stuck in the Soviet Union, who want to get out but can't. And this song is a cappella because it's a folk song. And the song says, if I had strength, I would run into the streets and I would yell, peace. There should be peace in the world. But I don't have any strength and I can't run in the streets. And I can't yell at the top of my lungs what I want to yell. And there is a melody in the refrain that please sing along in your living rooms, kitchens. Sing along with me. Wollte ich gehabt Koya, wollte ich gelaufen in die Gassen, wollte ich geschrien Shalom, 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 Shalom. Wollte ich gehabt Koya, wollte ich gelaufen in die Gassen, wollte ich geschrien Shalom, Shalom auf der ganzen Welt. Yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai 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 dai. Aber ich hab nicht kein Koja, kann ich nicht laufen in die Gassen, kann ich nicht schreien Shalom, 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 Shalom. Aber ich hab nicht kein Koja, kann ich nicht laufen in die Gassen, kann ich nicht schreien Shalom, Shalom auf der ganzen Welt. Yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai. Yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai. Thank you so much for listening to me. It's Passover time, and every Passover, I think about how lucky we are to be free to choose to have a Seder and to tell the story of the Exodus from Egypt. And every time it comes to the passage, in every generation, you should tell the story of the Exodus as if it was your own story. And Tanya mentioned that earlier. I tear up because it's about us. It's about the people who left, who against all odds and for whatever reason, the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the aughts and right now. And so few people can say that they've had in their lifetime such an amazing event, and to be able to tell it to the next generation, I think it's an amazing thing. The song is by a Polish composer, writer, Mordechai Gibiertig. It was sung in a lot of ghettos during World War II. It is called Minutes of Faith. And it talks about, it's interesting because the writer perished in 1940, but the message of the song was very close to those who were in the ghettos. And if you know the history, the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising started on the first night of Passover in 1943. So they sang that song in the Warsaw Ghetto as well. Minutes of Faith. Jews, you should be happy. It's not long. The war will be over soon. Don't worry. Have faith. Have patience. Dance, even though we're slated for the gallows. There was a Haman once. There was a Haman once, and his end came, and your end, Hitler, will come too. You can do whatever you want to us. You can throw us out of our apartments. You can cut off our beards. We will win. You can all go to hell. Jeden soll sein freilich, schon nicht lang ich hoff, sagt bald die Milchome, es kommt bald sehr sof. Freilich noch nicht sagen, und nicht darum gehen trieb, hat Geduld betochen, und nimmt als an verlieb, und nimmt als an verlieb. Noch Geduld betochen, miteinander Tag von Hand. Unser Altkle seien, was halt uns gar beinand. Hol ihr tanzt Alionem, schein nicht lange auf. Gewinn einmal Amen, es wart auf ihm sein Sof. Es wart auf ihm sein Sof. Hol ihr tanzt Alionem, Leiden kann ich. Es wird die schwerste Arbeit, uns keinmal machen mit. Treibt uns von die Tieres, schneit uns ob die Berg. Jeden soll sein freilich, wir haben sie in der. Wir haben sie in der. Thank you.
Whew.
All right. We're going to take a little pause. I'm going to introduce Roma in a second in case you still don't know who Roma is. Somehow those two have similar last names. There might be a connection. We'll have to let you guys figure this one out. Here's the thing. L'chaim, somebody said. Yes, L'chaim. I think this is a great moment for a toast because just like we're talking about the uprising, the Passover, the fact that there was a Haman and that too shall pass, I think that we can tie this into the fact that I would like to hope that we are on a bright day when the pandemic is almost over. And I hope that the Passover this year is going to look a whole lot different from Passover that we unfortunately ended up having last year with the beginning of the pandemic. So this is a great time to raise a toast to that too sort of already did pass. I still hope that you stay safe, that you get a vaccine if you can, that you continue to do all of the stuff that people tell you that to do with masks and social distancing and stuff like that, because we will win and we will have a great Passover and we'll all get together. And now, if there's one person I can think of who gets the entire COJECO together, that is, of course, Roma Shmulenson. Go, Roma.
Спасибо. Friends, indeed, Passover. May all the troubles pass over our houses and may we be healthy and well. It's hard to believe, you know, so many years of Blueprint Fellowships, so many amazing projects. Yeah, you know, a long time ago, we said, why don't we give this a shot? If it works out, great. If it doesn't, okay, we've tried. We'll say we've tried. And I am amazed by what we have accomplished. And right now, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce dear friends, Blueprint Fellowship alumni. I think, yeah, by now, friends and Blueprint Fellowship alumni. Friends comes first by now. And dear people to me, Victoria and Michael Drobe, who are co-chairs of the COJECO BluePrint Fellowship Alumni Network, and most recently, the board members of COJECO, which we are so excited about, that the graduates of the program are now joining the board, and we're going to take this organization to the next century and beyond. And Vika, Misha, thank you so much for chairing tonight's event, and please, we would love to hear a couple of words from you.
Thank you, Roma. Hi,
Are you
everybody.
unmute?
No, I'm unmuted. I'm good. So, I don't want to take up too much time, but one thing that came to my mind as I'm listening to this is, how much nicer this would have been in person, obviously. But what's, what I was thinking about is the power and like the talent contained within this network is quite great. Possibly untapped a little bit. And we're hoping to tap it more in the future and to have more events, and especially events in person with all of you and more. COJECO's Blueprint rather has been around for 12 years, right? 12 cohorts, 170 people have gone through it or so. Not a small number. Granted, maybe not, some people more active than others, but either way, it has been an incredibly positive experience for most. I think all of you who are here can agree to that. So I just hope that we can we have to look forward to much more than these remote sessions. Except next time we'll have to wear pants. That's all I have to say. I'm glad that we're doing this. I hope to take this to the next level in the near future. L'chaim.
And I just wanted to add that, in listening to these wonderful performers, I'm just thinking, what a unique program this is. The Blueprint program is what introduced us to the organization of COJECO to begin with. And I don't think I have before or since encountered another such program that just allows people with all sorts of talent, really there's no one particular niche. I mean, here we're, this evening is focused on music, but when you think about the diversity of talent that has come through the Blueprint program, it's really astounding, and it's so amazing, and it's inspiring, and I really hope that this program lives on, because it's such a worthwhile endeavor. So thank you, COJECO, for birthing this idea and for pursuing it and persisting with it despite all the challenges that I know it entails. So thank you, and we are just honored to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Sweet. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Roma. Thank you, Drobes. By the way, if you have not seen Michael's film that he did as part of the COJECO Blueprint Fellowship, you should definitely run and see that film. It's amazing. And I'm sure it's available on YouTube and iTunes and Amazon and all the other platforms. Yes?
Just
Michael?
Amazon.
All right. Well, I mean, like we've learned already, if you didn't know before, I sometimes like the hyperbole. All right. Anyways, but you can get it on Amazon if you haven't seen it yet. I'm sure you probably all have. So the next person, I'm going to try and keep it humble in introducing this next person. She was part of my cohort in 2018. And during the entire time when we were meeting, which was like once every Monday of the month or whatever, she was very timid and very quiet. And I didn't really know what her project was, even though she spoke about it a lot, but I didn't really know what it was because she was very kind of, just gentle in everything, unlike myself, who always makes a lot of noise. And so when I came to see her project, which was beautifully done, it was her and her musical accompaniment, and she started to sing. She started to sing songs of specific Jewish people of different Jewish people from different denominations, different cultures, different times. And when she started to sing, all of that timidness and humbleness and littleness that she was as a person, it basically burst into this incredible voice. I mean, a voice like an operatic singer voice that I had no idea that she possessed inside of her this entire time when I've been meeting with her for the past 6 months or God knows how long. So I'm not going to introduce anything else. I'm just going to tell you her name, Yafa Baruchova, and she is absolutely stunning and amazing and a great person. And there she is now.
Okay, so much for humble introduction. Thank you. But part of the reason I'm Yafa, part of the reason he didn't hear much from me during the COJECO meetings is because most of the time I was crying from all the material that was presented to us. It was quite emotional and moving, so I was crying a lot. Okay, so the first piece I'm going to perform is a Ladino or Sephardic lullaby. And the reason I picked this is that as Jews wandered in the Iberian Peninsula, they held on tightly to their language when there was nothing left to, as they were moving from place to place, and there was nothing left to pass on. They had their language and stories of their families and communities to pass on to their children, and they did that through songs and lullabies. And this is an old lullaby. I feel like I should stand up or something. All right. De la madre, de chico se haga grande. Ay, dormite mi alma, dormita, mi vida, que tu padre viene con mucha alegría. Ay, abrisme la puerta, abrime mi dama, abrime. Que vengo muy cansado de arar la puerta. Ay, dormite mi alma, dormita, mi vida. Que tu padre viene con mucha alegría. Oh, thank you. Okay. The next piece I'm going to perform is by well, you'll know the words. They're by Pushkin. And the reason I picked it is because, you know, he attempted to write about freedom early on. And, but there was an instance where after reciting those poems publicly, he was actually led into exile by Tsar Alexander I. And he had a lot more freedom, like a lot of other poets of the time, to write about love. And this was written a few years after the exile. Я вас любил, любовь еще, быть может, в душе моей угасла не совсем. Но пусть она вас больше Я не хочу печалить вас ничем. Я вас любил безмолвно, безнадежно, то робостью, то ревностью самим. Я вас любил так искренно, ах, нежно, как дай вам Бог, любимый, быть другим. Я вас любил так искренно, так нежно, как дай вам Бог, любимый, быть другим. Спасибо. Спасибо.
Very nice. This is it. This is all you're gonna give us? Two
That's
songs?
what I got.
All right. Well, so here's what we're gonna do now. First, I have a confession to make. I didn't think you can fall in love with the same person more than once, but I think I fell in love with her the first time I heard her sing at her concert, and then I left and I was like, I think I'm in love with her. And then I just did that again. So I guess you can fall in love with the same person twice. Yafa, I have private messages over here ready for you. I'm going to send them to you when the next performer is going. But for now, here's what I want to do. I want everyone to turn on their cameras. You cannot possibly have a worse hair day that I've been having for the past 10 years. So just turn on your camera. What we're going to do is we're going to all raise a toast. And as we raise a toast, we are going to take a screenshot picture of all of you wonderful attendees so we can then post it all over the internet and break the Instagram once and for all. All right, so go ahead, everybody, turn on your cameras, and Alina is gonna do her magic, and she's gonna make all of us appear on the screen at the same time. Go, 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 go. If you are here, your camera must be on, even if it's an iPhone, does not matter if it's looking up your nose, still turn it on. Get your drinks. Looks like Vincent Van Gogh is ready. Let's go, let's go. Where's everyone? Ala, make sure everyone's on the screen, because I only see myself and my future wife.
I am going
Anybody
to
else?
remove
Oh,
your
there we go.
spotlight, but everyone is
Now
well,
just the wife.
whoever turned their camera on. All right.
All right, are we in gallery view? Because I only see Yafa, or is it just my screen is stuck on her?
It's your screen that's stuck on her.
All right, fair enough. Very good. Everybody, toast to happy Passover almost, and happy concert today. And we got two more performers for you that are not gonna leave you. What's the word I'm looking for? Well, they're gonna make it rock. All right, here we go. Cheers, cheers, cheers. The next person is the latest addition to our lineup. This person wasn't going to perform today because he is in between gigs. He is constantly performing somewhere in New York City. He's the only performer that was allowed to perform during the quarantine. Don't ask me why. You will hear why in a second. This is, of course, another person who was part of my cohort in 2018. His project, this is the good thing that you need to know about COJECO. If you haven't done this yet, if you haven't done the Blueprint Fellowship, you do not have to know exactly what you're going to do. You don't have to come to COJECO and say, I already have a finished project. Here's what it is. This is one of those projects where he only had an idea that he wanted to do a show. What he was going to do, nobody could possibly imagine. I don't think even himself could imagine. But what it ended up being was an incredible journey into the world of professional clowning. And if you had a chance to see it, the show was called Le Grand Voyage. It was outstanding. It was one of the last shows last year, right before the quarantine hit. It was, I think the last show we had was like March 1st or something like that. And then quarantine hit on the 17th and all of the performances were off. Thankfully, we ended up finishing the contract, and Alex was the mastermind behind the whole show. So this is Alex Raboy. For those of you that don't know him, look this dude up on Spotify. He just put out a new album, and it's out of control. This was not a hyperbole. This was for real. Alex, the stage is yours.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see my cohorts and friends I didn't expect to see on here. Hello. Yeah, during the quarantine, I decided to just record a bunch of music, and then they put it out earlier this year. So I'll just do a couple of songs from that, and we'll see how it goes. All right, this is the first song. It's called Hello. Hello, I've been feeling pretty high and low, slowly rippling against the shore. Someone undoubtedly knows. Oh, you can never really get too close. Every time you wanna dip your toes, I get a little nervous. Wish I could say that I felt the same. That's something I never claimed. And I thought this was just a game. Maybe you didn't wanna play. Wish I could say that I could have stayed, but I could only delay. And the tide pulled me right away. Only a memory remains. So I've been drifting in oblivion ever since I was an embryo, floating towards another one. So this all seems a bit familiar, like a never-ending vertigo. Will there be anything more? Wish I could say that I felt the same. That's something I never claimed. And I thought this was just a game. Maybe you didn't wanna play. Wish I could say that I could have stayed, but I could only delay. And the tide pulled me right away. Only a memory remains. Thank you. Cool. I'll do one more. And this is the second song on the album. It's called Fell. And here it is. I was chewing on some orange peels, running a comb through my dirty wings. Somebody was moaning on TV. I pressed my ear against the wall. I could hear her playing with her voodoo doll, puncturing a needle through my skin. And I fell in the water. It felt just like a movie. I yelled. It didn't matter, the help did not arrive for days. I said, please don't leave me, I sang. You could not hear me laugh till the tide went away. joke. Everybody got quiet. Someone spoke, said, let me show you to your new room. I looked inside, she laid on my bed, a guitar in the corner with no strings on it, and some candy wrappers on the floor. And I fell in the water, it fell just like a movie. I yelled, didn't matter, the hell did not arrive for days. I said, please don't leave me. I said, you could not hear me laugh till the tide went away. And I listened and I thought I heard the voice of reason, but it lied to me, criticized me, just a fantasy. So I closed my eyes and died. In the water it fell, just like a movie. I yelled, didn't matter, the help did not arrive for days. I said, please don't leave me. I said, you could not hear me laugh till the tide went away.
Woo! That was incredible. Just wanted to share some of the private messages I've gotten while Alec was performing. One of them was, I'm touching the screen. The other one said, if I had pants, I'd jump out of them. And the third one said, why is it that I haven't seen Alec perform ever live? This is incredible. Well, there you go. You just saw him. And hopefully once everything opens up, we're all going to have a chance to see him perform. I believe we have to say bye to him at the moment, right, Alec? You have to run away.
I was just going to say, if you can find me on Spotify under Blue Circus.
Yes.
Can you
so
drop a link in the chat?
Throw the link to Spotify right in the chat. If not, I will do it while the next performer is performing. I will find the album and we'll share it. It's definitely more than worth a listen. This is like one of those things you want to play and repeat. Alex, thank you again for making the room in the schedule. And we're all lucky to have you here. Thanks, Duder. All right. And finally, we are almost done with our concert. We got one last performer. And this is going to be something grandiose from what I heard. As you can see, he already he found a new gig while the quarantine was going on. He moonlights as Van Gogh, as you can tell by what he looks like, by his setup as well. But he is also an incredible musician. He is part of the 2017 cohort. Without further ado, we got Lenny Chmel.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I was told this is my new gaming laptop. I've yet to play a single game on it. It's been almost a year, but the speakers quite suck. So, but the microphone, I was told, and the camera is pretty good. So anyway, it looks like I'm the only one who's not going to be singing tonight, unless you want me to take this laptop to my shower. We can party on. The acoustics are so much better in the shower. Anyway, so I was told the theme of this show is freedom, and I was thinking, what? Oops, something fell. I was wondering, what am I gonna play that's something different from anybody else, so we don't repeat the same songs. And I've decided I'm not gonna play anything Jewish. So already cut some most of you off. Then I'm not gonna do any song covers, so no lyrics involved. You don't have to think what song is it after. So the first number is from Antonin Dvorak. Is a classical composer who traveled to the United States and wrote a New World Symphony, which was all inspired by the New World, by the freedom of the New World. So I'm gonna play the main theme from that symphony. And I'm also gonna be playing the electrical violin because the acoustic one doesn't sound good in my room. Can you hear this? All right. I'm not gonna play the whole symphony, don't worry, it's just a little piece, all right?
Bravo.
All right, hey. If your speakers are anything like mine, then this sounded like crap. Anyway.
I love that you at first said, "Can you hear me?" And then the next thing I heard is just like this lava of music coming out from all of my speakers. So yes, we
well,
can
I was
hear
told the
you.
microphone is okay here, so.
Sounded great. Keep going. Don't stop now.
All right, so the second and supposedly my final number is something that you are familiar with. Actually, it's gonna be my very first time playing it. It's from a movie also based on a freedom theme, The Gladiator. And this is one of the main themes. It's also worked by one of my favorite film composers. So you probably will recognize this theme. And if I screw up, you will never know because it's all over the place. Oh, 1 second. I have to bring my orchestra here. My orchestra is not very reliable sometimes. Okay.
Bravo!
All right,
Bravo!
thank you.
Bravo!
Amazing. Wow, 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 wow. Who would have thunk? And this is out of control. Of course, I promised you a grand finale, and there it was, the full orchestra, all in one person. Lenny Khmel, one more time in the muted clap. Here we go. Folks, that is it for all of our
We can actually,
performers,
maybe
but-
we can unmute.
We
at
can
the end.
unmute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is unmuted. Here we go. Everyone's unmuted. Everyone now can. Here's the thing. This was just a taste of what our talented cohorts and host and everyone has. So what I would say is this should be the beginning of something that should never end. And just because there's COJECO cohorts and people graduate, that doesn't mean that we should forget about each other, and doesn't mean that we should forget about how awesome it is to reunite and how wonderful it is to hear and share these wonderful talents. So cheers one more time to all of us. Happy holidays upcoming. And I see there's new chat groups forming on the side that are saying that there's bonfires are being formed. It looks like there's no more wine in the Drobe's house, but as far as I know, you guys, there's got to be another bottle waiting somewhere in the wings. So thank you very much. I think Roma and Alina should say something, and we can call it a night, unless you want to stay and party longer. Peace.
Alina?
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. I think this was absolutely incredible. I actually, because the sound is now coming out of multiple speakers, if you could mute yourself for a second, just so thank you. This has been an absolutely delightful evening. I do wish that we were all doing this in person, but this was almost as good on our computer screen. I do feel like we all just came together and enjoyed an absolutely incredible evening of music and celebrating freedom. So I wish everyone a successful journey out of Egypt, out of your personal Egypt, and towards freedom, towards anything and everything that you wish for yourself and those that you love and those that surround you. Hag Passover Sameach. We are hoping to get together a few more times virtually and very soon in person as well. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who performed. Thank you to everyone who came and tuned in and listened. And thank you to all those who are following us live. And we are recording this and will share with everyone who wasn't able to join us. Thank you. Thank you, Seryoja, for being an incredible MC. Thank you again to all of our performers. Thank you for being an incredible Blueprint community. Good night, Laila Tov. We can all unmute and say bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night. All right, after party at my place. Come on.
Hello.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye
I'll
bye.
get the fireplace ready.
Bye.
All right, good night, guys.
Good night.